Hello there, this is Papa Dave, and this is Bible Stories with Papa Dave. I'm back in my son-in-law's work office in Las Vegas because we had some travel trouble with the plane, so I got to spend a couple more days with half my grandkids. So, this is Bible Stories with Papa Dave. Let's get started. Now, I've made a lot of bad decisions in my life, choices that if they had been different, or if I would have listened and taken some advice, I could have avoided many problems over the years. Some were health decisions, as far as drinking, smoking, and exercise, or lack of it. Some were decisions about jobs, marriage, choice of friends, and most importantly, spiritual decisions that involve eternal blessings or consequences. Today's story is about a wise king who decided that wisdom was more important than riches, long life, power and or victory over his enemies, etc. 1 Kings 3:5 says, "At Gibeon the Lord appeared to Solomon during the night in a dream, and God said, 'Ask for whatever you want me to give you.'" Sounds like being granted one wish of anything you want. Now God was willing to give Solomon anything he asked for, and Solomon chose wisdom. Let's continue in the story. 2 Chronicles 1:10 said, "Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people. For who can judge this thy people that is so great?" And Proverbs 2:6, "For the Lord grants wisdom. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding." The Lord was pleased that Solomon had asked for this. God said to him, "Since you have asked for this, and not for long life, wealth for yourself, nor have asked for the death of your enemies, but discernment and administering justice, I will do what you have asked. I will give you a wise and discerning heart, so that there will never have been anyone like you, nor will there ever be. Moreover, I will give you what you have not asked for, both wealth and honor, so that in your lifetime you will have no equal among kings. And if you walk in obedience to me and keep my decrees and commands as David your father did, I will give you a long life." 1 Kings 3:10 through 14. Now sometime later, 2 women came to his court for a decision about a newborn baby boy that they both claimed was their child. Now 2 prostitutes came to the king and stood before him. One said to him, "Pardon me, Lord, this woman and I lived in the same house. I had a baby while she was there with me. The 3rd day after my child was born, this woman also had a baby. We were all alone. There was no one in the house but the 2 of us. During the night, this woman's son died because she lay on him. So she got up in the middle of the night and took my son from my side while your servant was asleep. She put him by her breast and put her dead son by my breast. The next morning I got up to nurse my son, and he was dead. But when I looked at him closely in the morning light, I saw that it wasn't my son I'd born." The other woman said, "No, the living one is my son. The dead one is yours." But the first one insisted, "No, the dead one is yours. The living one is mine." And so they argued before the king. The king said, "This one says, 'My son's alive and your son's dead,' while the other one says, 'No, your son's dead and mine's alive.' The king said, 'Bring me a sword.' So they brought a sword for the king. Then he gave the order, 'Cut the living child in 2 and give half to the one and half to the other.' The woman whose son was alive was deeply moved out of love for her son and said to the king, 'Please, my lord, give the living baby to her. Don't kill him.' But the other said, 'Neither I nor you shall have him. Cut him in 2. Then the king gave this ruling, 'Give the living boy to the first woman. Don't kill him. She is the mother.' When all Israel heard the verdict the king had given, they held the king in awe because they saw that he had wisdom from God to administer justice." That's 1 Kings 3, verse 16 through 28. Wisdom is a very valuable asset. It can see through lies. It can save you heartache. It can give you a heart at rest and peace of mind. Let me read Proverbs 3:21 through 26. My child, don't lose sight of common sense and discernment. Hang on to them, for they will refresh your soul. They are like jewels on a necklace. They will keep you safe on your way, and your feet will not stumble. You can go to bed without fear. You will lie down and sleep soundly. You need not be afraid of sudden disaster or destruction. That comes upon the wicked, for the Lord is your security. He will keep your foot from being caught in a trap. Now, wisdom is not something that you just say, I've decided that I'm going to be wise. No, wisdom is given by God. Proverbs 2:6, for the Lord grants wisdom. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. James 1:5 says, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. James 3:17 says, but the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. The late Charles Stanley had a definition of wisdom that I've always liked, one of the best I've ever heard. Wisdom is seeing things as God sees them and making all of your decisions according to his word, the Bible. In closing today, I pray that you would ask God for wisdom. I pray you would search his word, the Bible, for knowledge, understanding, and discernment. In Jesus' name. Hope to see you in heaven. Have a great day. God bless. This is Papa Dave. Peace out.